Back again. Try again, back again. It's Australia Day. Australia. It's a great country. Back about causality and time. Because it's been bugging me a lot. Read an 800-page book about causality. Still bugging me. 800 pages about causality. It's not chump change, that book. Not one of those little fellas. It's a big ass one. The writing's all close together and stuff. And it's got lots of math in it. It still bugs me. The guy in there said he didn't, they developed a guy who one of the guys who contributed that book, he got his PhD because he contributed to the math that would built that book about causality. That's pretty cool. I like to be called a doctor. Dr. Nathan. If you're watching this, Brooksy, I'd love to be called doctor, eh? Anyway, serious business is causality. If all that exists is now and now and now and now and now, what the hell happened before now? What the hell's going to happen after now? And why do we, what is it? What is this causality business? What is this, traversal of time? Because it seems you don't seem to notice anything. It's if you travel at the speed of light, supposedly things occur instantaneous. To you, they occur to you as instantaneous. Now, I get that I might be banging on about this for a bit, but really what I'm out to discover is, and I don't know, you probably might not have watched the video, and if you haven't, it's well worth it, is there's a video probably down there on the page about gravity and Einstein's theory of relativity and perspective. It's essentially a slightly different perspective to the other dude who invented gravity. What was his name? It's dropped out of my head right now. It'll come to me in a second. Different perspective to that bloke and a whole bunch of math to prove it, and it's exploded. Everyone knows about this bloke Einstein. Just a slightly different perspective. There's the Apple guy, the dude that put the apple on his head, whatever. So someone's watching. I don't know who it is, but hello, whoever is watching. Doesn't tell me who you are. I don't know why that's the case. I'd like to know. So if all there is now, what happened in the past and what's going to happen in the future, and why the hell do we even think about that? Why? What does that? What do those things even mean? Why do we experience this? And the reason I'm mulling this over is I get that it's innate. You probably you might even be sitting on the other thing going, this bloke, he's really thinking deep about this nonsense about now and the future and the past. But we are deeply flawed. Human beings are deeply flawed. We have very little ability to detect reality. We have theories on about 5% of the entire universe. Theories, not facts, not laws. Well, laws and, it's theories. Guessing. Even Einstein's thing's a guess. The theory of relativity, not the fact or the law. Law of thermodynamics is one that comes to mind. But we're flawed and we have a very set perspective on a lot of things that we don't think about. And underneath these perspectives is the secret to this thing that is us. This I've described it before, this thing, this I, this one, this fear, this means perspective, this individual. And I'm sick of, I keep doing these ones, and what I want to do is find this one. And it's going to take for me to look at these things. Because this is super innate. And yet it doesn't seem to follow too much. And we certainly don't travel at the speed of light, so things don't occur to us as instantaneous. My life occurs as finite. I certainly age, or I look to age. We've really got to take a guess because no one's worked this out yet. No one's discovered this thing. No one's discovered this. What the hell's this thing? What's consciousness? We can't even prove the damn thing. And causality bothers me. It's fascinating. But what has us, is it just a memory? Because causality is also, if I if I trip over here, I'm going to skin my knee, or that's probable. You know, it's remembering that the last time when you were a kid, you see a kid, and it's the first time I've ever tripped over, and all, because they're just running around like mad people, like I don't know if you've ever seen like a 3-year-old kid who's never, really mucked himself up and wanton abandon, and just run around the playground, like, and all of a sudden they just get like smashed. And in that moment, the next time they go to do that, they remember, and they don't, or they do it a little bit less. That's what it is. That's what the past and the future. We take the past and we use it for the future. But is that all it is? We seem to have this innate ability to be able to say that one thing happened and the next thing happened and the next thing, but it's a guess. We're just guessing. Like if you don't see what happened, all it is a guess. It's an imagination. And we all know where imagination can take us. We've seen plenty of that. So there's just this fascinating thing to look at, and I'm going to continue to look at it and pull it apart because in my experience, it's there somewhere. Because even if we hurt ourselves, what is that? Like we try to do the things that make us happy again as well. It seems to be attached to some kind of emotion. But those hurt things, those things that hurt us, we remember. That fear, that danger, we're really, really good at it. And just what I discovered, like going down this path is what had me discover the video, What is the Problem? Because I discovered that like causality is one of these things, like this thing happened and this thing happened and this thing happened. G'day, Brooksy! Number 2. But fear is a whole nother level. Fear is that thing of like, it's innate to us. We produce a result when we see fear. It's some kind of result. It's usually get me the hell out of there, or fight, flight, freeze, or whatever the other one is. And so I'm going to be coming back. We're talking about this a bit more. This future, past, now, present, and only this is all that exists. That's it. And soon we won't even be able to prove that the past existed by videotaping it, because we've got such good artificial intelligence that can construct fake video that it's almost indiscernible. Fun times, champions. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for letting me express myself. I love it. Happy Australia Day, legends.